Welcome, dear children, to our new channel. This is channel dedicated to you. Several times a week, I will publish good night stories. Hopefully, you have a good feet and have already frowned and wait for the stories of impatience. This is the point they wrote, Brother Grimm's. Original names of this story is Zwildretta, yes, but our names is Rumpelstiltskin. Once there was a miller who was poor, but who has a beautiful daughter. Now it happened that he had to go and speak to the king, and in order to make himself appear important, he said to him, I have a daughter who can spin straw into gold. The king says to Miller, that is an art with pleasure. Me well, if your daughter is as clever as you say, bring her tomorrow to my place, and I will put her to the test. And when the girl was brought to him, he took her into a room which was quite full of straw, gave her a spinning wheel and a reel, and said, now see the work, and if by tomorrow morning early you have not spun the straw into gold during the night, you must die. Thereupon he himself looked up the room, and left her in it alone. So there sat the poor miller's daughter, and for the life of her could not tell how to do. She had no idea how straw could be spun into gold, and she grew more and more frightened, until at last she began to weep. But at once the door opened, and in came a little man, and said, good evening, Mrs. Miller. Why are you crying so? Yes, answered the girl, I have to spin straw into gold, and I don't know how to do it. What will you give me, said the mannikin, if I do it for you? My necklace, said the girl. The little man took the necklace, seated himself in front of the wheel, and whir, 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 their turns, and the reel was full. Then he put another on, and whir, 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 their times round, and second was full too, and so it well on until the morning, when all the straw was spun, and all the reels was full of gold. By daybreak the king was already there, and when he saw the gold he was astonished and delighted, but his heart became only more greedy. He had the miller's daughter taken into another room full of straw, which was much longer, and commanded her to spin this also in one night if she valued her life. The girl knew now how to help herself, and was crying when the door opened again, and the little man appears and said, what will you give it me if I spend that straw into gold for you? The ring on my finger, answered the girl. The king rejoiced beyond measure at the sight, but still he has not gold enough, and he has the miller's daughter taken into a still longer room full of straw, and say, You must spin this too into course of the night, but if you suggest, you shall be my wife. When if she be a miller's daughter, truly I could not find a rich wife in the whole world. When the girl was alone, the maniker come again for the third time and say, "What will you give me if I spin the straw for you this time also?" "I have nothing left that I could give," answered the girl. "Then promise me, if I should become queen, to give me your first child." "Who knows whether that will ever happen?" through the miller's daughter, and not now how else to help herself in this strait. She promised the mannikin what he wanted, and for that he once more spun the straw into gold. And when the king came in the morning and found as he had wishes, he took her in marriage, and the pretty miller's daughter became a queen. A year after she brought a beautiful child into the world, and she never gave a through the mannequin. But suddenly he came into her room and said, "Now give me what you promised." The queen was horror-struck and offered to the mannikin all the riches of the kingdom if he wouldn't leave her the child. But the mannikin said, "No, something alive is dearer to me than all the treasures in the world." Then the queen began to lament and cry so that the mannikin pitied. "I give you 3 days' time," said he. "If by that time you find out my name, then shall you keep your child." So the queen threw the whole night of all the names that she had ever heard, and she sent a messenger over the country to inquire far and wide for any other names that there may be. When the mannikin comes the next day, she begins with Caspar, Malfoy, Balthazar, and say all the names she knows, and after another. But to every one the little man say, "That is not my name." On the second day she had inquiries made in the neighborhood as the names of the people there, and she repeated to the mannikin to the most uncommon and curious. "Perhaps your name is Shortibs, or Sheephanks, or Lancelot." And he always answered, "That is not my name." On the third day the messengers come back again and say, "I have not been able to find a single new name, but as I come to the high mountain at the end of the forest, where the fox and the hare did each other good night, there I saw a little house, and before the house a fire was burning, and round about fire quite a ridiculous little man was jumping. He hopped upon a leg and shouted, 'Today I bake, tomorrow bread. The next I'll have the young queen's child. He glad I'm that no one knew the Rumpelstiltskin I'm styled.'" You may imagine how glad the queen was when she heard the name, and when soon afterwards the little man came in and asked, "Now, Mistress Queen, what is my name?" At first, he says, his could name Conrad. "No, it's not, it's your name, Harry." "No, perhaps your name is Rumpelstiltskin." "The devil has told you that! The devil has told you that!" cried the little man, and in his anger he put his right foot so deep into the earth that his left went it, and he put his leg so deep and buried and disappeared forever. If you like this video, make sure you like it and subscribe on our channel. To, that, to the next video, sleep well and listen to our stories. Good night.